The one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D, live on TNGRF TV, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And yo, My Little Pony Season 8, Episode number 8, The Parent Map. Yo, I got a special guest with me. My special guest today, straight from Animaniacs, the best character in the show. That's not a whole bunch of characters I can actually name. The Wheel of Morality. The Wheel of Morality is an inanimate object. It can't actually say anything, but the Wheel of Morality will be spinning this whole review because we kind of need it. Because even though the Wheel of Morality is technically useless for where we'll ultimately end up, I just figured, what the hell, I'd invite the Wheel of Morality because I can do that. So, here's where we are today. This was an episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Usually these reviews are nice and cut and dry. The show gives me something, a straight through line. I'm able to explain things and I'm able to get to the point and get you to the point where you ultimately need to be about understanding what the moral of the episode is. The thing is that even though the show presented the ultimate moral, is that I got something way different out of it for a reason that will make sense when I tell you it. But in order to get you there, is that I thought maybe telling you the story out of order would help. It didn't work in my head. Trying to go straight forward with the story may work a little better. I'm not sure. But I have to get you somewhere and also pay for the appearance of the Wheel of Morality, so we're working here. So, let's try this, alright? Let's see if we can get this together. I know I can. I just got to get you there and then prove that I can. So, roll with me, alright? Okay. Here's the setup for what this episode is. There's a male pony. You may think this is unimportant. It kinda is, but let the male pony do what male ponies do, right? Male pony delivers a letter to Sunburst, and it's in a stack of letters once he gets it, but before that he's boring the male pony to tears because of a book he's reading and no one cares. It's unimportant, it's unimportant. What is important is the stack of letters that Sunburst refuses to read, and I am going to throw this back so hard in a couple of minutes it's going to make your head spin. So just roll with me, right? Sunburst like la 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 la, I'm reading the book, and then it's like, yo, my cutie mark is glowing, cuz yippee! And now starts our friendship adventure because the map has called you to go solve a friendship problem. So through the magic of cartoons and a theme song, Sunburst is all of a sudden at Twilight Castle with Spike like, yo, you going to have a friendship problem? Cause hell yeah, we finna solve this friendship problem. Well, friendship problem, blah, blah. Shut up, we solving a friendship problem. Question is, how did you make it to the castle? I'm like, well, you're a magic user, so I assume you got some teleport spell too. I don't know, maybe you took a train. The show doesn't say how much time has passed since your cutie mark started going, so fine, whatever. We get to the cutie, we get to the map. Look who it is. Starlight Glimmer. Like, yo, it's Starlight Glimmer. Hello, everyone. She glowing too. She glowing. It's like, it's just the glow. But then, Starlight has some bad news. Guess where you're going? Home to Sire's Hollow, which doesn't sound like a place children's cartoon characters should be going, but hey, I don't write the show, whatever. So, They on the Friendship Express like, my daddy get on my nerves. He treat me like I'm a little fool. Blah 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 blah. Sunburst like, man, don't my mama know I got a real job? What she mean that I don't have a plan? What, she always all up in my business? What I just said is just going to come in handy for whatever it is that I'm doing in about a minute or so. So continue. Let me roll this. So they get to Sire's Hollow, and then they get to a door, and they open it, and it's like one of them, like a door when you go to a convenience store. And I'm just like, really? That don't make no sense. So, I want you guys to remember a very special word from here on in. That word is projection. Projection. The word today is projection. Hold that because it's about to become apparent right about now. Sunburst and Starlight notice that their home has changed a whole bunch. There's some pony sitting up here like, you want to smell like chocolate? And I'm just like, that's kind of weird, but okay, let the show do its thing. We get all of this, and then we get to meet Starlight and Sunburst's parents both firelight and stellar flare, and this is where things get really, really interesting. We find out the reason why things have changed is because stellar flare, just to remind you, who is Sunburst's mom, is sitting up here like, you, this is what it is, because we need a plan for the future. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, right? Stellar flare, plan for the future. Hold that in your head. Bonus, Firelight, who is Starlight Glimmer's dad, is like preservation. Preservation of everything that's old, super throwback, just because. Hold that. Remember that word I told you to also hold earlier? Projection. Here's where we get tricky with it, right? Projection, the word, projection. We ultimately learn and understand from what we gained earlier. Starlight's dad treats her like a filly. He's trying to preserve the old in Sire's Hollow by being so throwback like a jersey is crazy. Projection. Stellar Flare is saying that Sire Hollow needs to have a plan for the future so that it can evolve and grow and become better. Projection. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your episode. I could explain the rest of the episode to you that, that someone is making bread as hard as bricks and people sitting up here looking like Jethro and them from the Beverly Hillbilly with their teeth all jacked up. I could explain to you about a bookstore where you can't even go and look at the books because we're trying to preserve the books for whatever reason. I could explain this to you, but don't really matter much because all it does is illustrate the point of the magical word of projection. Parents projecting not only on their kids that they can't, but on the community in which they can control. You gotta rein that in because of projection. See, here's the thing. Even given all of this, I can take you straight now to the moral. Parents have to allow their children to grow up. Children need to understand that your parents are going to be your parents. And even as grown as you are, you will always be seen as their little baby. And that's just what it is. So it becomes in that when we become older and all of that is to learn like where the lines are. So children are forgetting their place. Because that's what's important here. Is that no matter how old you get, your parents are your parents. And it's like, y'all know me, y'all know my story, y'all know what's up. No need to explain it. Parents are your parents. You always gonna have to always give respect, pay homage, bow down, because them is your parents. And all they want is what's best for you. Sometimes what they think is best for you may not be what's best for you. But it's always better to communicate what it is that you want them to know and understand about you and how you're growing. Parents in trade have to understand to take that and instead of, getting weird with it or anything, just understanding and accepting and loving your children for what they want to do. You may disagree with it. It may be what it is, but love your children for regardless of the choices they make and always be there for them. See, I thought I was going to have to flip the moral on you, but it seems that the moral that I got from the show and what it was that I came from the show were the same thing. So, Miller Morality, I brought you here for no reason. You can stop now. The moral of today's story is I probably should have taken 2 seconds to realize that my thought of the moral and the moral of the show was more together than it was, and I shouldn't have tried to separate the two, but it was still kind of cool to get you to the point. Something about rock bread. Thank you, Miller Morality. Pound it. Booyah. See? Solving problems. See, I solved the friendship problem. Is that, parents are your friends, but they're also your parents. That's what it is. That's it. As someone who treasured and still treasures their parents, as I understand that my parents are my friends, but my parents are my parents. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is what I'm gaining from the more of understanding of your parents only want what's best for you. And even if people who are like not exactly your parents, but your parents. And I know y'all out there in the world got somebody that's really, really close to you that is your parent. Like, even though, like, yo, that's not where I came from. Yo, that's still mom, that's still daddy, or whatever. Everybody got somebody like that. People like that, they only want the best for you. Even if their aim is a little misaligned sometimes and it can get a little screwy. All they want is what's best for you. And always remember that. Treasure it. Keep it close and keep it important. Yeah, you're right, Wheel of Morality. Pound that too. Bam. Wheel of Morality in the building. Wheel of Morality in the building. This is going to cost me a whole lot to really cover the Wheel of Morality's appearance on this show, but we try. Look. Y'all go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all skip school Bible for now, yo. We got a lot of work to put in today, so I'm going to try the best I can to get it in, so get out of here. Shoot, scram beat it, get out of here. You know it is the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with all of that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.